Hello everyone, welcome to this behind the scenes video. You know, I've never showed you what exactly I do to make the videos that I make. So I thought I would share that with you. In the meantime, the noise levels are very bad because it's kind of warm today and I'm having my air conditioner run as much as it can before I film because wearing that jacket gets kind of warm. So my apologies for that. But what you see whenever I'm filming in front of this set is my dining room table. And when I'm not filming, it's pushed up all the way against the set because I don't entertain much at all, and it gives me more room to move around. So first thing I need to do is get this table in place and move the chairs out of the way. But also, I need to turn on these lights. Now the lights above the dining room table were originally a decorative Edison type spider chandelier, but thanks to Stephen Bell, who suggested I needed a hair light, well, I put in some floodlights for them. I'll show you those in a second. And so they've been my hair light and also just lights up whatever's on the table. So let me turn those on. It will also make it brighter in here. Aha! So now I just need to move these chairs, and there's a bench behind the table, and that's what I normally sit on when I'm filming. Alright, now with the chairs out of the way, I have to move the table. Now, thankfully it is on these slider things, so I can just push it. And very easy to move. And I know roughly where it needs to go. I don't have any marks on the floor. If I were wise, I would. But I also don't want to put marks on the carpet. Let me look to see what that sort of looks like. So now I want you to come with me. The controls for the lights in this set are located next to this sock, apparently. See, that's what happens when you have your table up against the wall. Ugh. Get ready, because what's inside this door is scary. Everything, all the lights, the lava lamps, the TVs, everything is plugged into this power strip. So I just need to turn that on. And everything should now be lit up. Look to be good. I need to fix this. I'll show you that in a moment, but this my stand for that is failing. Shouldn't really be surprised about that, but it is disappointing. Anyway, now we got to get the lights. I keep some of my stuff in my front closet. Namely, my lights are up there. The stands are over there, and my main tripod is here. Oops. So let's get out the tripod first of all. Yeah, so the cords and the stands are usually together. Those. Let me put you back on the tripod for a minute. So thankfully, these lights go in two locations that I know exactly where they're going to go. One of them is absurd. which you'll see in a moment. So my lighting is never super consistent because I put these away. At least I try to. It's usually about the height I like it. And then can you see this? No, you can't. Then this fella goes on. Just tighten it down. I must have used these for B-roll because they're normally not quite so tilted. And then where this one goes is actually right in front of my play button. So it goes in this corner here. Plugs into the, I'm not good at framing, plugs into the outlet right there. So basically I know it needs to go there, get it about that high up. Now where the other one goes is a little more absurd because it goes on my couch. So if I take it this way, I want basically, my goal is to have the other light on the exactly symmetrical, and where I can put it is on my couch. Hey look, my wallet on my couch cushion. And sometimes I take the cushion off, which I'll do today. It's just more stable that way. Now I got the other light and stand. All right, there's light 2. So I keep grabbing this because I'm instinctively twisting what I think is a screen, and I'm forgetting I'm using my phone. So my apologies there. But so now those lights are set up. I just got to plug them in and switch them on, and then I'll be ready to film. Except of course we have to finish with the screen work of the set. Jeez. Like a police chase going on outside? I don't know what that was. Okay, last thing I need to do before we move to a different avenue is get the screens on. In here, the remote. I should stress, part of why there are doors here, it's not simply to be decorative, it's to hide various crap that I can put away and have it organized. So this is a lot of my camera equipment, and even film camera stuff is just in here. Some various junk stays in here as well. This is my camera, battery eliminator, one charger for my Pentax, stuff like that. So these drawers also contain things I need, and this is the remote that turns on the TVs. Hopefully they both come on. Okay, they're both coming on. So I did, by the way, I never really finished up how I control these. These are still controlled via Chromecasts. So what I do is I generally just use a still image. So I create the image using a template in Premiere because it's just easier for me to do it that way. And then cast the desktop from my desktop to one of these, from my laptop to the other, and then it works. So easy peasy. All right, and now you've found me back in my computer because I need to pick imagery for the set. So in my Premiere files, I really need to clean up my desktop. There's a lot of junk on there. Anyway, there should be a file. Yeah, background template project. So this file is just how I make all the backgrounds because it's easiest for me to do. So I just layered everything, and I can select which are visible. So right now we're looking at the right side because the black bar is on the left, so that's where they join in the middle. So this is the right screen. And I don't remember what video used these exact, probably one of the first where I started using still images, used these exact images. So what I'll probably do, let's see, I'm looking at DR right now. DR, by the way, is what I've named the screens, so they are dining room right, dining room left. I'm a simple person. But so I did put in my images file here. I have a whole bunch of different things I can use from these are all images that I took, so they're all that I own. A lot of them, I forgot about these bird pictures. Some of them come from Disney, some of them come from Hawaii, a bunch of them come from just other, you know, because they take most photos on vacation, so everything I have is pretty much on vacations. But so let's just say we want to move out. Let's keep 3 of these just for simplicity's sake. So I will delete the bridge. Trouble is I don't know which ones are which. Getting rid of the Odyssey. Frame 2, that must have come out of frame 29. Oh, that must be a film shot. Oh, I'm not even looking at though. Goodness. I'll get rid of what I think this is, that pattern. No, it's not. Which one's the pattern? You. Alright, so you can see they're just layered on top of each other. That way things just go easy. So I could put this photo here of Punch Bowl. And then what I usually do is just mask it to whatever corner it needs to be in, which is the middle one. And the fun part of doing it this way is I can just have things cropped however you want. It's still visually interesting, even though this has nothing, you know, this is a very, very tight crop of that image. So I'll just mask it like that. That'll go ahead and add this purple thing. Whoa, goodness, that's big. Scale that down. Yeah. Ooh, should we do purple next to red? Why not? We'll be unconventional. And for those of you wondering, why am I not doing this in Photoshop? Well, I'll tell you why I'm not doing this in Photoshop, because I'm still not very good at Photoshop. My video or my photo editing basics I learned on Corel Paint Shop. So for me, Photoshop is kind of, I don't really, I'm not well versed at Photoshop. And let's do a parrot for the last one. Oh, should we do that? Or should we have it just be like the parrot's eye? Ah, yeah, let's do that. I like it. I like it. Quarter ones are nice because you can just move the mask over there. All right, so then all I do is I just hit the little grab a export frame. Let's see, where are you going? Aha, we need to make a new file. Go there. And so then I'll just name it dr right ds2. All right, and then all I do is I switch all these. So now I see all the ones on the bottom and don't see all the ones on the top. And on this side, there's only 5 because there's the drawers in front of this cell of the set. So let's see here. Let's leave in the green. And let's see, this is the East-West Center at the University of Hawaii. Very beautiful building. One of the it's very much my style. In fact, let's show you the whole picture. Where are you? There. This is what the picture. This is a very crude way of doing it, but that's the whole picture. One of the nicer ones I've taken. And let's just remove that. So I'll leave that in there. I'll take out the green. I'll leave the tomato. I kind of like the way that looked. Black and white LD1. That must be that photo. Part of my struggle is that I've named all the, I've just imported old files and I'm like, what are these? Frame 33 is probably this because I believe that would be a shot on film. Yeah, okay, let's get rid of that. And you know what? I'll leave the 3 that are in place. So let's do the Ely Kai, which is what was on my desktop a minute ago. And let's, this is one of those things that Premiere does that kind of drives me a little nuts, is that now it doesn't auto-select what you just popped in there. Oh, duh, I'm looking at this one. So you have to go and pick the one. Anyway, where we want to put this, let's put it. Put it up there. Oh, why is the mask so... I know why it is. It's because I scaled it down so much, but... And if you can get a sense of, this takes a lot of time. This is why I no longer... I only did video on it once because this is very, very nerve-wracking. And this photo here has good clouds. So we'll just use the clouds for it. No, dang it. See, look, I dropped this here, but it still selected that. I could eventually learn this, but I probably won't. I like that. I will say that this particular collection has a lot of blues in it, but I'm not the best person at style. Anyway, so again, we will make sure we're going in the right folder. This is now dr left. This actually is dr left. So dr left, ds2. All right, so now we should have in that folder okay, current projects, digital sound part 2, and there they are. So these are the 2 stills. So now I just need to move one of these onto a flash drive so I can open it on my laptop, and the other one I will open up on this computer. We'll cast them to those screens and we'll be ready to film. Now we're just waiting for the lava lamps to warm up. So let's get back to this guy. This has been slowly falling down for quite some time, and the reason why is because the stand that it's on, this is a trick I actually learned from one of my classmates in school. I was taking a rather mindless food and beverage class, and their presentation was on, well, actually, presentation for buffets, right? That's the sort of stuff we need to know about. But they talked about how you can use cloth on top of food containers to create nice looking stands. So over here, I've already had to fix that one. So you would, unless I tell you, you just look, oh, that's a nice purpose-built stand maybe, or something. But what it really is it's Tupperware. And this is really cheap dollar store Tupperware, and it is slowly collapsing, so I have better ones. This one here is much more sturdy. Oh, I should show it to you. There you go. So this is a hard plastic, not that crinkly stuff. Look at that. Let's get my power supply back on here. So yeah, you may notice inconsistency from time to time as far as how things move around in the set, and that's entirely unintentional. It just happens. And I'm sure I've not put this back the way it started, but oh well. It's a nice presentation, I think. Let me know if you disagree. I almost forgot the most important part, and that is coffee. I need coffee. I love coffee. And I thought I'd show you my coffee routine. Why not? So I am a pedant about my coffee. My grinder, I put it on this scale every time I make coffee, and I measure between 31 and 35 grams. Perfect. This is not my coffee of choice, but it's pretty good. My normal coffee is this organic Bolivian blend from Trader Joe's. This is really like this stuff, and I just decided to try this Colombia Supremo from them, which is very good too. But I like, these are actually pretty similar, and I just like that this is fair trade. This one's not, so. Anyway, if you have a Trader Joe's near you, try this coffee. I really like it. Then I grind this for 9 seconds. Wasn't counting super accurately there, so forgive me. But the one thing about my coffee routine that I'm not a pedant about is that I just use a drip coffee maker because it's easy, and I'm all about easy. Oh, also, I normally don't use Coffee Mate. I use half and half, but I ran out. So I always keep a spare thing of Coffee Mate because it lasts forever, and I've been too lazy to go to the store and get half and half. I'm so bad. Also, this is just more of a fun tidbit for those out there, but you may have caught that this says Mr. Coffee away from home, and there's some printed instructions on the top. Well, that's because this here is actually what was my coffee maker, and I was wandering around work one day, and our hotel brand had needed to get Keurig machines. They were mandated that you all have to get Keurig machines for your rooms. So we had more than 170 spare coffee makers, and nobody ever got rid of them. And I'm talking, this happened like 5+ years ago. So we've had all these coffee makers in our storage room. And I noticed that some of them were the exact same coffee maker as what I use at home. And the thing is, this coffee maker does not have an auto off timer, but all the ones in the hotels do. It's a 1-hour auto off, and you know, I was like, I kind of like the safety benefit of that. Plus, other interesting weirdness. The consumer one does not have a grounded plug, but the hotel one does, which is weird because all signs indicate that these are the exact same coffee makers, except the hotel one has, I mean, they're switched now, but the hotel one has a stainless steel carafe, so you can't break it. So I don't really know what is being grounded. I should take this apart maybe and take a look, but in any case, that's a, so now I have, they're very dusty because my place is very dusty right now due to various projects going on around the building, but I'm one of very few
people to have a coffee maker at home with IKEA-like instructions on how to make coffee. There's also been another development in the form... Hey, look, my mouth! Oh, wait. There's also been another development in the form of my tablet and the teleprompter solution. Because this tablet is because this tablet is well, it's actually not the tablet's fault, I suppose, but it keeps doing the big Windows updates that like the ones that take forever. I don't know exactly what they're called, the feature updates, I think. It did one, and my teleprompter app stopped working correctly. It would show about the first maybe 3-4 paragraphs and then just stop. And I actually have another teleprompter app, and it did the same thing. So something weird happened with that update, and I had to revert back to the old one. And then, you know, some months later, another update came out, and I said, okay, I'll bite. And again, the same thing happened, so I had to revert back to the old one. So now this tablet does not go online, ever. I have had it forget the Wi-Fi networks. It cannot connect to the internet. Because all I use it for is my teleprompter, and that needs to work. So in the end, I'll probably end up getting a different tablet. But what I do now is I simply use its micro SD card slot, load my scripts onto this little 2 GB card, but that's more than I'll probably ever need for scripts, and then open it via Notepad. Alright, it's almost moment of truth time. We're ready to film. The screens are set up, the teleprompter is set up. Now I just need to turn off all the noise making devices, so my air conditioning fan and the little air conditioner. One of the annoying things about my furnace and air conditioner is that the fan will run for 2 minutes after it has stopped heating or cooling. And I understand why it's doing that. It's trying to get all the energy out of the heat exchanger, all the energy out of the evaporator. But I feel like 2 minutes is a bit much. But anyway, so to explain what part of why you're sitting where you are is because I always put this tripod up to do a focus check. So I'm going to go over to the camera. And now I can focus on the tripod itself. And then usually what I'll do, I'll get it as sharp as I can and go just a little bit in front to blur the background slightly more. Now I've got my Tascam DR05 hooked up to my Rode Smart Lab, which was I think I've decided to keep using this because the noise is better. But I'm bumping the gain up to 40, let's go 50 because it pretty much never clipped. I still had to amplify it a bit, and that'll help tame the noise. So now the camera is ready to go. I just need to hit record. And of course, the small air conditioner is picking this exact moment to run its what do you call it, condensate pump, so that's what that buzzing noise is, if you can hear it. Now I'll move you over here. How was that? Pump should be stopping soon. All right. So we are now recording on both the camera and the Tascam. And the Tascam has a hold switch, which is handy, so I just wrap it around the mic wire and stick it there. So now we record the talking head. And if you're ever wondering, yes, I am usually wearing shorts or something else absurd when I do this. You're over there, but the camera's over there, so I'm not going to be looking at you, I'm going to be looking at that. And hopefully hopefully the construction noise outside isn't too bad. In 1982. Alright, so now that the talking head's been recorded, what I do, I gotta get all the files. I need to get the video files and the audio file on the computer. And unfortunately, I plugged in the SD card slot on my desktop is about half as fast as the SD card slot on my laptop. So really, I do all of my editing on this Samsung T5 drive. So this is, I call it my edit drive. So all temporary files go here. Then when I'm done with the video, it all gets dumped onto a storage drive. I don't know who that number was, so we'll let them leave a voicemail. So anyway, I do all my editing on this drive here, partly because it allows me to switch between my desktop and laptop relatively seamlessly, though for whatever reason, Premiere, like, I guess even if just the drive letter changes when you open it on my laptop, it's like searching for media. It's like it's where it was. But anyway, so I have to find the talking head, which is this. And then what I do, I make a new file for all of my projects, which you actually saw me make. There's sound part 2, media, talking head, then just start copying. And the other thing that I usually do with the audio is I just open the file directly in Audacity and do basic amplification, usually a bit of equalization and a de-esser, and I just export that straight. So I don't even really get the files off of this dude because Audacity will just read them directly. Once it's all loaded, I can do whatever I need to do. I'm pretty simple with my workflow. There's probably better ways to do it, but I've been using Audacity is free and it is amazingly powerful. Yes, it's simple, but you can do a lot of things with it. And for what I need, I don't need much more. So, like, I have Adobe Audition because I'm paying for the whole suite. Because you can get just Premiere for $20, but then if you want to add Photoshop, it's another $20 more per month. So then you're $10 away from getting everything. So you might as well get everything. So one of these days I'm going to learn After Effects. Just haven't done that yet. But anyway, so now we do the rough edit. That usually takes about 2 hours, so I'm going to be doing that. And then I have to shoot B-roll. We'll piece the B-roll together, and then we're done. So now what I just did, let's see, when did I start? What I just did took, from beginning to end, roughly 3 hours. And now there's going to be 2 hours of rough editing work to get the talking head piece together. And then the real work comes with getting B-roll and doing the full edit. So the majority of the next 2 days are going to be doing this. So thank you for your support, because that's, this is work. People always like to think, oh, you make online video, what an easy life you must have. Well, it's easy in that I have more freedom, but to make a video takes many, many hours. So thank you again for everything. Obviously, I'm not a very organized person. You can see how yucky my desk is. But now, also, I've only posted about this monitor on Twitter. This is the LG 43UD79B, I believe, which is a 43-inch 4K monitor. Costco had it on sale for $200 off. Got a pretty good deal on it. It's awesome for video editing because you have so much space when you have Premiere open. I can have basically a quarter of the space dedicated to video and still see the timeline. And because a quarter of this screen is 1080p, it's just great. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes video. If there's ever more that you would like to see, please let me know. But I'm probably not going to dig the camera out for shooting B-roll because already we're pretty complicated. But I do hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for your support. Have a wonderful day.